Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about the sopapilla cheesecake. This is probably one of my favorite desserts ever to make and eat because it takes sopapillas and cheesecake and it blends them together, so it just makes a perfect blend of two perfect desserts. It's easy to make, the ingredients are really easy to find, and it doesn't take that long to make. You can make it in under an hour if you're rushing, so 45 minutes, 30 minutes. It's not that hard to make, so that's why it's one of my favorites as well. Go ahead and get into the ingredients, just to walk through them. We have sugar, brown sugar, cream cheese, cinnamon, honey, and butter. So you're going to use 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This helps. This is going to be at the end. We have a 1/4 cup of honey, 2 of the 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 2 cans of crescent rolls, 3 tablespoons of vanilla extract, 1 cup of sugar, and an additional 1/2 cup for topping later on. A 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. As you can probably tell, it's not very healthy for you, but it tastes very good. Go ahead and move from the ingredients. Once we have all of these together, we can go ahead and start making it. Before you do anything, go ahead and preheat your oven up to 350 degrees. This is going to help later on, so when you're making all the ingredients, it's preheating for you. You're going to go ahead and take a baking dish, a deep dish one. I prefer this. This is a glass Pyrex deep dish baking dish. That's what I like to use the most, and it fits perfectly with the crescent rolls. So once you have your baking dish, you're going to go ahead and take the first can of crescent rolls, open it and unroll the whole thing, and you're just going to lay it down, press it down into the corners. There's going to be little ridges and edges cut into them. You're going to want to crimp those and squeeze them together. And once you've laid it out, crimped them together, and flattened everything out, that's going to be your bottom crust. So typically, I personally don't do this, but if you want a crispier crust, you can go ahead and put this in the oven for like 3 to 5 minutes. That'll make it a little crispy and a little well done, so that once you put everything together and bake it, you have a crispy bottom. I personally like a softer bottom, so I don't do this. So if you don't want this, you can go ahead and skip this step. So next we're going to make the filling, the cream cheese filling. You're going to mix the cream cheese, the cup of sugar, and the 3 tablespoons of vanilla together. So a lot of recipes, like ones off the Food Network, All Recipes, and another recipe from Sabrina Snyder, they all use egg in theirs. I personally don't like egg when I make my filling, so I ignore that one. So I just skip egg, I don't put it in there. But once you mix all these together, you're going to mix well until it gets very creamy. Everything's incorporated, there's no sugar granules left. This is going to be your filling. So you're going to take this and you're going to spread it over and layer it on top of the bottom crust. Make sure there's no air bubbles. You want to flatten everything down, make sure it's really smooth. Get out any edges. This is going to be step 2 done. Once you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and take the next can of crescent rolls and you're going to roll it on top of the cream cheese filling right here. You're going to do the same thing you did originally. You're going to crimp the edges, push them in the sides, flatten everything down, make sure there's no air bubbles. Crimp the creases in the middle of it, make sure everything's really flat. So if you don't want any toppings, you can go ahead and throw it in the oven. If not, I personally like a crispy sugar topping. Tastes a little bit better. So with this, you're going to go ahead and mix your 1/2 cup of sugar left, your 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and 3 tablespoons of cinnamon together in a bowl. Mix them well, and then you're going to sprinkle that on top evenly. You want it to be nice and even. You don't want any clumps because it's going to burn very easily. Once you have the sugar done on top of the crust, you can go ahead and throw it in the oven. 350 degrees till it's golden brown, but probably 20-30 minutes, it depends. So some of them will be around 20 minutes, some of them will be around 30 minutes, depending on the dish size. Moving on from that, you go ahead and take it out. If it's done, go ahead and poke in the middle. It should be done. You just want to check the bottom crust to make sure it's cooked. Once you're done with that, I like to take honey and drizzle about 2 tablespoons worth of honey on top at the very end. This gives a little added sweetness to it, makes it a little bit better for me. And that's all for that. But it's not just a dessert by itself, you can pair it with other stuff. So I like to personally pair it with, right out of the oven, it's really nice and warm. Go ahead and pair it with nice vanilla ice cream. That works very well. It also pairs well with other desserts like churros, flan, cakes, other pies, just a good dessert all around. It's also good to bring for parties. it'll really stand out. A lot of people don't bring that. Moving on to my conclusion though, it's my favorite dessert for a lot of reasons. It's easy to make, it's relatively inexpensive, you can find all the ingredients at your local grocery store. It can be made in under an hour, probably 30 minutes if you're really rushing. So I think you should go try it for yourself. Thank you.